Welcome to The Bottom Line Up Front, the podcast that cuts through the noise to deliver distilled insights from today's most important technical webinars, presentations, and demonstrations. Designed for federal and military IT leaders, each episode breaks down complex technologies into mission-ready takeaways so you get the key points fast. Whether it's cybersecurity, cloud architecture, or emerging defense technologies, we highlight what matters most and how trusted integrators like ATP Gov can help implement and operationalize these solutions across your agency or command. No fluff, no filler, just the bottom line up front. Today, we're digging into a pair of detailed technical discussions with Zifino, an emerging cybersecurity company focused on AI-driven attack surface management. We've synthesized several briefings and a demo with Zifino's leadership to discuss the challenges that every federal agency grapples with daily. Things like skills shortages, AI-accelerated adversaries, legacy system vulnerabilities, compliance obligations, vendor lock-in, tool bloat, and the need for automated, scalable remediation. And most importantly, how new AI-native tools can help agencies reduce risk while doing more with less. So what problem is Zifino trying to solve? Zifino positions itself around a mission that should resonate strongly within government cybersecurity programs. It's all about democratizing end-to-end attack surface management through AI-driven discovery, prioritization, and remediation. From the conversations we had, three themes repeatedly surfaced. One, the threat landscape is changing faster than defenders can react. Federal leaders already know adversaries increasingly use AI for automated reconnaissance, faster exploit development, highly tailored phishing, and evasive malware. And Zifino's team points repeatedly to the fact that this acceleration is not theoretical, it's happening right now. Their second major point was traditional security platforms are bloated, expensive, and hard to operate. They repeatedly cited overcomplexity, vendor lock-in, steep learning curves, licensing costs, and limited staff to operate tools post-procurement. Federal agencies, especially those with limited civilian staffing or mission-driven operational tempo, struggle under this amount of weight. And their third and final major point was that agencies are outgunned on staffing and expertise. Across Fed, SLED, and military environments, cybersecurity teams face persistent open billets, junior staff members handling senior-level tasks, reliance on contractors, slow patching cycles, and legacy systems that, quote-unquote, cannot break. This is why the idea of an AI-driven augmentation, not a replacement, keeps coming up in our conversations with Zifino. So what does Zifino actually do? Zifino's platform consists of two primary capability pillars. One being their external attack surface management. Think of this as your outside-in reconnaissance. No credentials are required, it's continuous scanning of public-facing digital assets, and it's capable of identifying orphan domains, exposed services, misconfigurations, vulnerable versioning, and open ports. It also does prioritization of CVEs with AI-generated remediation steps. Zifino emphasizes that their AI pulls from multiple authoritative sources. It then packages them and produces a recipe for remediation, saving hours of reading Red Hat forums, NVDs, vendor advisories, and even GitHub threads. This is especially useful for teams who have to manage many enclaves or distributed systems without full internet access. Their second primary capability is the internal attack surface management. This is the inside-out assessment and remediation of environments. The IASM does require credentials and can scan internal systems, understand OS-level configurations, assess kernel details, read system files with the appropriate permissions. It can recommend or execute remediation steps, roll back changes when needed, and integrate into pipelines or sandbox environments. The Zifino team described it as moving towards automated red teaming and automated patching with guardrails. So you might be thinking, how does Zifino differ from big players, Palo Alto, CrowdStrike, and Tenable, to name a few? Well, Zifino's not trying to be a SIM, a SOAR, an XDR, or an EDR. Instead, Zifino focuses narrowly on finding vulnerabilities, generating specific and contextual remediation, and then executing with human approval. Think of Zifino as an AI-powered remediation engine that can augment Nessus and Tenable, Qualys, CrowdStrike's Falcon Spotlight, Palo Alto Cortex, Steel Cloud, as well as Microsoft Defender and Defender for Cloud. They're not competing directly with these platforms. Instead, they address the gap that always appears after scanning. The question most federal IT professionals ask, great, now what do I do about all this? This is often the exact stage where vulnerabilities linger in POAMs for months or years. So how does Zifino map to federal cyber and mission requirements? Well, we're going to break this down into different challenges and how Zifino helps with those. So first, limited cyber workforce. Well, Zifino helps by creating AI-generated remediation that saves analyst hours. What about high compliance burden? Well, Zifino produces clear, auditable steps for POAM reduction. The challenge of dealing with legacy systems? Zifino allows staged or partial remediation and rollback. Well, what about complex environments? Zifino works externally or internally depending on trust level. And finally, what about multi-cloud challenges? In that instance, Zifino can be deployed as SaaS, in a private cloud, or on an on-prem GPU cluster. Zifino's approach directly supports NIST 853. It has FedRAMP-aligned operational processes, zero trust maturity goals, FITARA scorecard improvements. It's part of the DoD Enterprise DevSecOps reference design, continuous diagnostics and mitigation, and it has DISA-STIG workflows. So in the end, what's the bottom line up front about Zifino? Adversaries are moving faster and using AI, and defenders need automation too. Zifino builds AI-native tooling designed to accelerate remediation and discovery. Federal agencies are also overwhelmed, and they need Zifino's recipe-based recommendations. You have to remember that Zifino is not a SIM or an EDR replacement, but it's an augmentation layer. It fills the gap between detection and action. And not to mention, the platform is flexible enough for external scans without trust, internal scans with privilege. It can be deployed on-prem, air-gapped, or in a government cloud. So in short, Zifino represents a growing trend in security. Tools that don't just identify problems, but help agencies fix them at scale, even with limited staff and complex environments. So if your agency is exploring attack surface management, AI-augmented remediation, or wants help evaluating where this technology fits into your zero trust or your compliance roadmap, let's set up a conversation with Zifino to learn more about mission-critical systems that deserve mission-focused cybersecurity partners like Zifino. Be sure to reach out to ATP Gov today at www.atpgov.com or email info@atpgov.com or check us out on social media on LinkedIn. Thanks for listening, and be sure to subscribe to The Bottom Line up front wherever you get your podcasts, and stay tuned for more distilled insights from the front lines of tech and national security. So until next time, stay secure, stay mission ready.